Okay, we took a minute off camera there to kind of clean it up real good and clean the receiver out and the barrel, and it all looks real good in the barrel. And I was going to go ahead and take the bolt all the way down. You can take the extractor off. We're taking a couple of roll pins out. You can also take the extractor. That's the extractor there, and you can take this other piece out here with the roll pin. But it just looks so good that with firing pin goes in here, and it was just clean as a whistle.
Mm-hmm.
And we brushed this all off with solvent, and then I just kind of sprayed it down with rim oil and soaked it down and blew it out with compressed air, and put just a little bit of Wilson Ultra-Lube right here where it rides here on this channel inside the receiver. And that looks really good. I'm not gonna take that down any further. All I'll do is put unnecessary wear on it.
Mm-hmm.
And but that's about all you could do otherwise that we've taken down. So let's go ahead and put it back together.
Okay. What we're gonna start with first?
We're going to go ahead and start just like we took it apart. We'll put the gate back on it. There we go. Now I'm back behind it. You got to be behind.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, you got to be behind there.
There we go. The gate.
The next thing we'll work on here is the
lever assembling on
lever. I think first things first.
Put the bolt back in it.
I think it's the next thing we need to do. We'll figure out what we're doing as we go. That's kind of how we
there we go. Like
do
that.
a lot of times. That'll have to be lined up where this. You can line it up later, but it has to be lined up so that pin will be able to go through that hole there with the firing pin. You can see that.
You gotta make sure
if it's not correct, it won't go.
Exactly. You gotta make sure it's lined up there, right?
So she'll go in there just like so.
All right.
Like I said, I put a little bit of Wilson's. I'm sure everybody's pretty aware of it, but this is Wilson's Ultra-Lube. It's really good grease.
That's really good.
And this applicator is great.
Yes.
I mean, you can use, I guess, anything, but well, that stuff just seems to make it just really work. Well, I'm up too high there, guys. Let's go right down here. That'll work better.
There you go.
I think that'll work better in the long run.
Lined up there.
Yeah, it was so slick it went in wrong. Like I say, it slid back in it. The next thing we do is put the shell lifter back in. We took the screw that has the threads close to the screw head there and put it back in, and it goes in kind of. Showed you there, but anyway, it goes in with the where the lift part comes up to the top, where it'll with the L shape goes up in there, and it just kind of rides right there a second. And you take your lever assembly, and you'll take your bolt block. This is what slides up in there and locks your bolt back, and it'll just fit right up under there like that.
Okay.
And then we'll slide this, and this lever kind of hold it up like this. It goes in this slot here, this part here. This pinhole here is what's going to actually go up in your bolt just to the far side when you look up in there. And this pin here, this little roll pin here, is going to go through there, and that's what's going to actually hook up to your bolt.
Mm-hmm.
So let's slide this in that hole first. Get this headed that way. This pin here has a little catch there, and it makes things lots easier if you'll get that in there first. Get that down, and then you can slide this.
Push your bolt back
forward. If you'll it's got pressure on it, so just kind of push the bolt forward, and then that'll snap right in there. Then this lever, this pivot point here, these screws here are the same. These two screws here are the same type screws. So if you'll just start one of those, get it through there.
Start it.
Now we're going to take our roll pin, and you'll see it's kind of, one end's got a little bit more of a taper on it than the other, so it goes in from this direction. So we'll put the taper going in, and now we can kind of see in there what we've got, and there is our pin. And what we're lining up now is the pin off this lever that I was talking about in the beginning with the little hole in it. We're lining that up. And there it went. Glock tool.
Bingo. Down in there.
She's in there. All right, and then we'll take this little shorty. It just kind of keeps it from backing out. It's really all it does.
Yeah, it keeps that little pin from.
It keeps that roll pin from backing out. It's really all it does. And we'll get the proper size screw driver for that. We need just a little bit bigger one. This one here should be a little better. There we go. Try not to mess these threads up if I can help it, or mess these screw heads up. That's what I mean. We got the lever back in there. You have to line up the trigger guard hole and the hammer. And I just got that lined up in there. And with this screw right here, there's a hole in the hammer. You got to get that lined up, get it behind the spring, and then once you get those lined up, go ahead and make sure that that's starting good and no cross threading. Tube. This time we'll try to do it correctly. Okay, these barrel bands. Slide your barrel bands on, and then this one, you kind of have to get it on there. You got to do this first, otherwise you'll have to take it back apart, and then you flip it around so you can. And then we're going to go ahead and raise this barrel band back up. That's got a little bit of a taper right in there. Make sure that taper's in there. That snaps in there.
Switch over a smaller bit there. Okay, tighten that first barrel band down a little bit.
Just a little bit. Started well in there. We're going to feed that.
There's a screw.
That has to go in a certain way. That's something I was trying to make sure. The thread should be on the far side, because this side here should not be threaded. It should go through.
Okay.
Buckhorn on there.
That's right.
Well, no, that's not a buckhorn. What is that? The hood.
The hood.
That's on there.
Got it?
Just had to get a little tough with it there. And I didn't want to whack on it anyway. It just takes a little pressure. That one's really tight.
I'll line that all up there. Everybody's in there.
Like I was saying, that's going to catch that right there and hold all that.
Keep all the mechanisms, the groups in there.
Slide that baby right in there.
There you go.
It's not the right thing. We'll use it to get it started.
Almost complete disassembly of the Winchester Model 94.
All right.
76 year make there.
Let's see how it does. Now, half cock works, full cock works. Another thing, these triggers.
Very loosey goosey.
Loosey goosey. I checked into that because when I didn't remember it being that way, but everyone says they've got quite a bit of play in them, and this one certainly does too.
Lever looking like it works.
All right. Shell lifters working like it should.
Nice.
Right in there, and here we go.
Nice. Looks like that thing's ready for action.
Ready for action.
All right. We'll get back to y'all soon with the Marlin Model 336 disassembly. Thanks for watching, guys.